Hello, Musto0063 back for part 12 of Mega Man 11. The last part of this Let's Play, at least likely to be for the time being. I'll come back and address that once we've seen the main attraction of this video, which will be Dr. Light's trial. But yeah, just to briefly touch on last time, part 11, we looked at the other extras, so we didn't show them all off, so I skipped time attack and score attack. So I don't think they're particularly interesting in terms of showing off anything special, particularly. And we're not going to bother with boss rush either and stuff like that, or indeed the mini-boss rush stuff, or mini-boss time challenges or whatever. But we did look at Jump Saver, Buster Breakdown, Balloon Rush, Medal Collector, and 3 other challenges in the playground. And yeah, haven't done many of them, as you saw from last part. Just done like one each to get the gold medal. On each of the stages, just for obviously to show off in last video, but yeah, I need to go back and replay all those, because yeah, I've barely touched the challenges in this game so far. Anyway, focus of this video will be Dr. Light's trial. Fight through 30 ultra-tough areas and reach the top. Complete at least 10 areas to upload your score to the leaderboard, so you need to clear all 30 to get the gold medal, and within 30 minutes. So yeah, I managed to obviously do that, and in a time of just under 21 minutes, which isn't all that good, but yeah, this is tough, and yeah, got a little bit bogged down at the very end, which we'll see. But yeah, anyway, kicking off the trial. First screen, they start off reasonably easy. So the first one, as you can see, there's a little icon in the top there with a skull, so you've got to basically defeat 15 of these lyric enemies. They all go down in one hit, so yeah, if you just tell where I am and just kind of shoot them in that pattern. There are 5 holes, so 3 waves of the 5, and you should be able to take them out nice and easy. Second screen, we've got a few shield attackers on these, well, quite a lot of enemies that have blockers and shields and such like that, but yeah, charge shots can be used to sort of break through the shields, and when you can sneak up behind them and get some shots in that way, so again, not too tricky. Third screen, we have an Impact Man sort of stage, so we've got basically these bodily parts of Impact Man flying around again, and again, this looks quite quick, looks quite smooth. Again, that's just from playing through this so many bleeding times that I know the timings and what I need to do with that, but it's still not too bad anyway. So full screen, you want to get on these balloons, get rid of the balloon enemy there with a charge shot. As for this bit, screw this manoeuvre without the speed gear. I've just so many deaths to that, it's not even funny. So put the speed gear on, use Impact Man Pile Driver to get through that gap. Trying to get through that gap, a tiny gap there without Pile Driver or without reducing the speed is just god awful. So yeah, screw trying to do that. I hate trying to do that. So yeah, we're going to use that. Fifth screen, we've got a lot of these really friggin' annoying shield enemies that I hate so much. Principally from Blockman stage, but I think one or 2 others maybe as well, certainly in the Gear Fortress. And you need to kill 10 of them. So the timing seems to be so that if they almost as soon as they land, if you just kind of shoot at them, they tend to go down, and that seems to be how I kind of worked it out at the end there. Got into a bit of a pattern, so yeah, it worked out reasonably well. I didn't take any damage, but still, those enemies are annoying to kill, and I don't like them. Yeah, sixth screen, we have a mech climbing screen, and I was about to say something about this sort of if it looks like it's going really well and quite quickly. Again, that's because I've had to replay this so often. Falling down there was not part of the plan, so yeah, that was kind of clumsy. I did not mean to scroll the mechs back on screen and reset all my progress, but yeah, believe me, I've played all these early screens sufficiently many times to have got a fairly good idea of what I would need to do on them. Again, there might be better strategies for like clearing things quicker with weapon screen loops and such like that, but again, on the early screens, given that I know I'm going to be using weapons later on, I want to conserve that as best as possible. Anyway, 7th screen, we get a little blast man kind of section. So yeah, trip the wire, or trip the trip wire, and yeah, the little platforms will rise up, and yeah, just make sure you're not on top of them when they career up from the spikes. This screen can be incredibly annoying. You want to go from platform to platform, but if you miss these drones, which can be incredibly hard to hit sometimes, then yeah, your progress sort of gets stunted, you get sent a long way back, and yeah, there are insta-kill spikes and a bottomless pit at the end there. And since you've only got 1 life, at least for the moment, that screen is particularly nasty. Unlike screen 9, which is a piece of cake. One enemy to kill, or one enemy to kill, wall enemy to kill on the side. Other than that, just a few platforms, moving platforms, and yeah, that one's really a bit of a breather before screen 10, which is a boss. And oh, it's the Yellow Devil, who is just as easy as he was in Gear Fortress Stage 1. Guess who doesn't take a hit to him? Guess which the pattern the blob's all going to come out at? Exactly the same one every single time. So it shouldn't take you that long to memorise. Not only is it the same as Mega Man 1's, you've got a slide, you've got the speed gear to slow down time. Oh yeah, I said all this in Gear Fortress Stage 1, Part 9. I don't get why Yellow Devil bosses just seem to render people catatonic. It just doesn't make sense to me. Again, the speed gear attack, once again, that's obviously going to catch you out a few times when you don't know it's coming, but once you know how to dodge it, that's pretty straightforward too. Yeah, his weakness, as you obviously, is still Chain Blast. So yeah, I like to once the blobs have all reformed on the other side, and he opens up his eye. Activate power gear, shoot a fully charged Chain Blast bomb into him, and yeah, it does the job very nicely. When he sort of splits apart and does the speed gear attack, I like to just use the charged Mega Buster shots. Again, does a very nice job. And again, where possible, conserve my weapon energy. So yeah, not too disappointed or downhearted, but the Yellow Devil is in here. But I suppose if you are terrible at the Yellow Devil, Dr. Light's trial becomes incredibly difficult because there's no getting around it. You're going to have to beat him. This is an interesting screen, the one after you beat the boss here. So you've got two evil eddies here who run away with health and weapon energy. And obviously you need to make a decision about which one you want to go for. Usually you're probably going to go for health, I guess, but since I was at full health, I decided to go for the weapon energy. Obviously going for the health there would have been stupid. So yeah, go for the health and I'll take the opportunity to refill Chain Blast a little bit. So yeah, screen after the boss, a bit of a breather. So we're immediately done with 11 and into 12, where we get into these Fuse Man sort of electric barrier screen. It's not too bad apart from that last bit. Even that's not that terrible, but your timing has to be pretty good at the end there. And I find that, funny enough, speed gear doesn't probably help that much there because it's going to slow down time and it's sort of going to be, you're almost going to be hindering your progress upwards. So yeah, it's not too bad, but yeah, speed gear, funny enough, not necessarily all that helpful there. This screen's not so bad either until you get to the end. A lot of lyrics and enemies that die in one hit. But yeah, this bit here is kind of nasty. What I was trying to do here was fake this out so it would actually attack and then jump over it, but I mistimed it slightly and took an absolute crap ton of damage in the process. By the way, look at my friggin' health bars to how much that one hit cost me. Good grief! Yeah, you want to preserve your health as much as possible here. Because the enemies don't drop it or anything like that. The only chance you get is at the ends on the 11th and the 21st screen. So right. Anyway, this one, you want to take it very slowly. I like to try to use a charge shot to freeze the spine enemies and then progress onwards. But yeah, it's not too bad. Again, you know where these enemies that kind of jump out and phase in are going to fire, so it's not too bad. 15th screen, this one, Block Dropper is your friend. They take out the birds very nicely. They're the things you need to kill 10 of. And they also do a very nice job of hitting the fire mushroom enemies below as well to get rid of the flames underneath your feet, which also can be a bit of a problem. So, yay, Block Dropper is your friend. Quickly, the end of that screen went by very quickly. Unfortunately, the teleporter appeared right in the middle, and that's where I was when I delivered the final, or delivered destroyed the 10th bird. So, yeah, immediately exited the screen. So, nah, but oh well. And here we get a bit of a breather one for the 16th one. Not very hectic at all and pretty straightforward. The screens are a bit of a mix here. So, I mean, sometimes there are screens that typically always cause me problems, and then there are ones that just never cause me problems. Like this one, for example. You can, tripping the wire here to activate the blocks is no problem at all. That tank enemy on the first bit of screen 16 is no trouble at all. Those Sniper Joes, you can stand miles away from them. Use a charge shot to knock out their shield and then attack them, and you're far enough away so they won't even fire at you. So, I say, there are certain screens that just seem to be very difficult and will always, and I mean always, cause me problems. And then there are screens like, again, we're at screen 16 here, where it's pretty much a cakewalk. If I get hit on this screen, I'm absolutely gutted. So yeah, a bit of a mix and match. Anyway, screen 17, we get these giant stomping enemies, and even though I haven't got the fastest trigger finger, I'm actually, as I've probably mentioned during the Gear Fortress where these appeared, I'm actually still fast enough, it seems, to actually take these things out when they first drop down in one go before they actually rise to the ceiling. A bit like I'm going to do on this one on the left-hand side now here. Obviously, when I can't do that, I'm waiting for them to go as high up as possible, and then slide under them, so I've got the furthest to drop down, and then manically shoot at them again. But yeah, that screen's not too bad. You only have to kill, say, only there are 7 of them, but they have got quite bulky health bars, but it's still not so bad. A Yoku reappearing disappearing block section. That enemy there tends to not necessarily be too much of a problem. It always looks like it could be in the way, but never is. And the Yoku blocks are not so bad on the previous screen. They are a little bit on this one. Admittedly, they're not so bad in and of themselves, but yeah, anything with one-hit KOs like spikes or bottomless pits in Dr. Light's trial always make me incredibly nervous. That's not good when you've only got a limited number of attempts, limited lives, and such like that. This screen is obviously the one but 19, one before we're going to get to the next boss, is very straightforward. You just keep using these bounce pads. You never actually go high enough. I'm taking my time here just because I was being really cautious, but as you can see, when you bounce up to the floor, you never ever sort of hit jump into a spike that's on the ceiling of one of those blocks. So, provided you're not too slow moving to the left-hand side or indeed the right-hand side to clear a spike on your way up, you should be absolutely fine with that. Again, it feels like a bit of a breather screen before the boss, and I'm not complaining about that. screen 20, we have the boss of Gear Fortress Stage 2, which is Morver. Got his name, I think we got his name right this time. So, yeah, and he's pretty much as easy as he was before as well. So, whip out the bounce ball, that's his weakness. It does a crap ton of damage to him, or at least to the shield. Also does a lot of damage to him when he opens up. Yeah, not really much else to say about this. I've got reasonably good just from, I feel like, of dealing with, like, boss strategies and stuff like that anyway, to the point where, for example, Yellow Devil or indeed Morver here would be quite troublesome, I think, for a fair few people going through Dr. Light's trial, but not so much. As for the 30th and final screen, indeed the final boss, well, not quite so much for that one, but Yellow Devil and Merverd, I think I've got that down pretty well here. Although I made a catastrophic, in theory, potential mistake there. I should never have tried to avoid that by jumping to the right there, toward the pit. If that laser had caught me and I got knocked back to the right and fell in the pit there on the right-hand side of the screen, oh my god, that would have been absolutely disastrous. Anyway, we're through relatively unscathed. I took that one hit on screen like 14 or 13 or whatever it was. So this time I need the health, so we'll go after that this time. You also, as you can see at the top there, get an extra life after you clear 10 screens as well. So I got one on screen 11 and I got one again on screen 21. So I now have 3 lives. So now a one-hit KO is not catastrophic. Obviously I want to avoid it where possible, but nah. I also took that opportunity there to refill a tiny bit of bounce ball, because I figured there was a screen later on where I figured that was going to be quite useful. So yes, I know I haven't got a lot of it, but I still thought that was going to be quite useful to have that little bit extra. We'll see how that worked out later on and see whether that actually did help me or not. Anyway, moving on, screen 22. This one, again, has me nervous. Insta-kill obstacles, spikes, and I think I'm trying to do in that jump without the use of Pile Driver, possibly even Speed Gear. I felt confident enough to do that one, unlike screen 4, for example, where there's enough room there, I feel like, to get through with Pile Driver without needing to slow down time on that one, but also made a colossal mess up of this, so that's fantastic, but oh well. Not too much damage that time around from that enemy. And again, I think you're probably supposed to use the wall there to bounce to the one on the floor, but no chance whatsoever am I doing that. Pile Driver again for the win. This screen can be 23 can be incredibly annoying if you haven't got into a rhythm. I actually find that the Torchman's weapon here is very, very useful in taking out these cone enemies very quickly. You have to take out 10, and if you get into a pattern, you can easily avoid the cones as well. So that's Blazing Torch there. I think is a very good way of killing those ones. Again, I'm trying to say there's probably another one that would be more useful, but I'm saving that for a later screen. Blazing Torch, I find actually does a very good job dealing with those enemies on the cone enemies on the last screen. This one's a very hectic screen. I'm trying to, again, avoid not using weapon energy where possible. It tends to be, to be honest, the ice-dropping birds here rather than the bunnies that are the problem. But, yeah, I got hit by one of them. But that was all I actually took in this screen. This one, actually, other than that, didn't go so badly. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that one went. This screen's annoying, 25. You've got a whole bunch of these sodding enemies from Bounce Man stage, and you've got to take out 15 of them. Now, the problem with this one is, unfortunately, if you can get them into one of the holes and just kind of like keep shooting at them low, just keep chaining the hits in on them, that's fine. So, for example, the one I did there on the left-hand side, I'm sure it's going to happen multiple other times in here. So this one here, for example, that's fine. The problem is, the screen ends up getting filled with these damn things, and sometimes they just bounce in really annoying ways, or end up being in a position that makes them very hard to hit. An example here, I'm sure after this one, I was positioning myself to try and take something else out. Probably this one here, maybe. I don't know. I'm not quite. I messed up somewhere along the line here. Yeah. Maybe here. I was waiting for that one to kill that one down in the bottom right-hand corner, but then another one dropped down in the bottom right-hand corner and, from the right-hand side of the screen and caught me. So, yeah. I mean, they don't do massive damage, thankfully, but yeah, that screen for me is kind of annoying, and I end up taking at least a few hits on that one. This is the screen I wanted to save my Thunderstorm for. You're probably thinking there are a few other screens. Yep, that would have been a useful weapon to use as a screen nuke. This one, I don't even want to entertain trying to get through this. It looks a little bit like one of the Oven Tank Challenge one, but yeah, frankly, just want to use 4 fully powered Thunderstorms. Completely negates that screen entirely, so yeah, we'll save it up for that. Now this screen in theory is pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, this is where I need to pause and talk about controller issues, because I seem to have terrible luck with controllers, and you might have seen there that I ended up sort of dancing over on the right-hand side of the screen. And it's going to happen again here, where I jump over one of these things, and then I keep moving over to the right-hand side and straight into another one. And I keep moving over here as well, and I keep running into the wall here. What unfortunately happened here, and I'm going to need a new controller, clearly. I have just terrible luck with controllers all around, but this screen was an absolute nightmare. But, oh my god, the left analog stick stuck. I'll maybe come back to that in a minute. I'll come back to it in a minute, because here's where I thought Bounce Ball would be helpful, to get rid of this sodding annoying enemy up here. who you just do not want in your way at all when going through this screen. But I think every single sodding bounce ball missed, so... I tried other weapons on this one before, nothing seemed to work, so okay, new plan, we'll lure you over the left-hand wall and use Scramble Thunder on you. You absolute bastard. But yeah, once the bird's out of the way, the rest of the screen absolutely fine. Just take your time, use the speed gear, I think, on the last couple of jumps or so, where it gets very nerve-wracking, and I wouldn't want to make those kind of jumps without slowing time down. But yeah, other ones are fine, but the last two, I'm not risking those whatsoever. But anyway, yeah, back to the story. And screen 29, by the way, is an absolute gimme. There's nothing going on in there. There's nothing difficult. If I ever got hit there, I'd be absolutely devastated with myself. So, yeah, screen 29 is an absolute gimme. I guess we'll see it coming up in a minutes. Yeah, a couple of enemies from Impact Man stage that just drop these things on the floor, but that's it. There's nothing else to it. This screen is an absolute gimme. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So, yay. Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, controller. It just, when my left analog stick just stuck to the right-hand side on that screen. Admittedly, if it was going to do on it, if it was going to be there, I'm so relieved it was on screen 27, not 28. You know, the last one we just cleared with all the bottomless pits and everything like that. Because if it happened there, oh my god. But yeah, unfortunately I just had a bit of a nightmare on screen 27 with the controller. My left analog stick stuck in the right-hand position and just kept moving to the right when I didn't want to, kept hugging the wall. I was able to reset it, thankfully, for screens 28 and 29 and get through this and make it to screen 30, the final screen, which is the final boss. Of course, that's obvious. It was obvious it was going to be that from the bosses we previously had in the Gear Fortress stage. This go, I've got so low health that it just really wasn't worth doing it. So again, I was desperate to just not die at any point in time. Getting up to the final boss, I was pretty sure I was going to take damage, and that's obviously what was going to happen. So as far as I can get here with 3 lives, in theory now, just in the first life, there's not much point in trying that attempt. But now I've got 2 lives. Hopefully we can have a decent go on it. And then my sodding controller decided to get stuck moving me to the right again on the first attempt. So it was all going really well. I felt like we'll see it coming up later. It doesn't happen for a little way into the fight, but yeah, I thought it was going really well. I've managed to do some decent damage to Wily. Wasn't taking too many hits. I got a few clumsy hits here and there, which felt absolutely awful at the time. But possibly even this one here where I just missed. Oh no, yeah, got hit that missile there, which was just absolutely awful. But yeah, I felt like I'd done a really good job on the first phase, including like unfortunately messing up a little bit there, but getting out of it. I felt like really happy with this. Took 1 hit, getting him down to this phase, and then yeah, this is where it just went completely all to pot. At this point in time, look where I'm going. I just got stuck on the right hand side of the screen to the right hand side of these bloody gears. And by this point in time, look at my health. I'm pretty much now almost down as low as I had when I first went into the fight on my other life. So. Yeah, I feel like I got just completely robbed, unfortunately, of a decent attempt, or yeah, 1 decent attempt on this final boss because of the controller issues, and it just made me incredibly nervous for basically the rest of it. I mean, obviously I've done this, I wouldn't be showing the replay of a failed attempt, but yeah, I was just so nervous going through the next attempt, that one go, obviously where I managed to pull it off, that the same issue was going to rear its head again. And I'm just like, well, what do? Do I just keep holding left or something, or just try not to? I don't even know what to do. It's like, ugh. I'm just waiting for it to happen again, trying to counter it. It was just the worst feeling in the world, knowing that the controller could just mess up at any point in time. Although I did manage to beat the first phase here, so I guess there was a chance I could have done this. And then he went to the top middle and did that attack. Thanks, Wily. Thanks a bunch. So anyway, last life. Yes, thankfully I managed to pull this off, but good grief, is it a close run thing. Again, I feel like I did a reasonable job in the first phase, or sort of. And the second phase went by a lot better than I was expecting it to, but yeah, just a lot of clumsy hits here and there. I've called people out for sort of for a couple of times now for sort of saying the Yellow Devil is a particularly difficult fight. Well, I really don't think it is. I imagine people could very well call me out on this fight to say, well, what on earth? You're making fun of us on the Yellow Devil fight. How on earth is it you're not seem to be doing very well on this fight? Yeah, just. I got hit there as well. I mistimed my slide. That was the worst hit in this fight as well, because look at that. 1 extra hit there. I was gonna get him down to the second part of his first phase as well. I also took a hit from the bombs that came down from the ceiling when he transitioned to that as well. So getting him down to this point in time was okay, and then again it just seemed to go completely to pot, and I was having a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, I feel like I've got a bit better at the first bit. I feel like I should have probably used Acid Barrier at this point in time just to knock those gears out a bit quicker. But as I said during the sort of part 10, when in the main Let's Play, where I actually fought him obviously in that, I just generally feel like I'm not very good with the acid barrier here. Again, I'd probably take an extra hit here that was it felt completely unnecessary because it was down to 1 hit. Why could I have not just got in that extra 1 hit before he went up to the sky, and I had to take out the gears again, so... my commentary's not just gone completely to pot as well as the moment. I'm just sort of ranting, just kind of like trying to talk as quick as possible to get out everything I want to. But on the face of it, at this point in time, while I was playing this live, I'm actually pretty seething at this point in time. I felt like I'd done a reasonable job on the first phase to a point, and then it all kind of went haywire. And I was just so annoyed about that death because at this point in time, I'm looking at my health bar. I'm below half health. I'm actually honestly thinking I'm not going to do this. I've got all that way, spent all that time doing it, and I'm actually not going to do it. But yeah, surprisingly, the second phase actually went really well, despite messing up twice on his by far easiest attack to avoid. I mean, I hate the speed gear one. That was absolutely awful. I was fearful of him actually going into speed gear mode. But the power gear mode, this is the one I'm actually praying him to do. And unfortunately, I just had an absolute shocker on it. Yeah, just didn't slide out of the way or move too quickly. And yeah, took a hit there, and I was to take another hit, unbelievably, to his power gear phase a bit later on. And this part went well but horrible. So I got hit on the things I should never get hit to. I was avoiding most other things other than the speed gear one, which just always caused me problems. But here I just stood in the corner like an absolute lemon and took that hit. What I was thinking of, I have no idea. As for this bit, you have no idea how nervous I am at this point in time. I should have the fight won at this point in time. So again, use speed gear when he's dropping down vertically and shoot him. And yeah, I should have the fight won. I should be able to dodge everything he does here. But I've gone through so much already. I'm missing my shots with speed gear. I've got 1 hit, and I'm dead. There's attacks. This one in particular, the slide one there, always makes me nervous. I could go just slightly too early there, and just rise up a little. Yeah, just rise up too quick and catch him on my way up. And he also does the one where you can go down diagonally, where I'm like, oh my god, am I in the right position here or not? Oh, I was so flipping nervous during this final bit. Because I was like, okay, as long as I don't do anything stupid, I should have the fight won. But good grief. Anyway, it's finally over, and I get the final hit in at a great moment. No, Wily, you don't always win. In fact, you rarely ever win. Victory in just under 21 minutes with 1 hit, with 2 little bits of damage left in my health, or 2 little bits of health left. 1 more hit would have done me in. Oh my god, the relief when I actually managed to pull that off was just incredible. Because on the face of it, I feel like if I did that again now, I would be better at it. And I'd wait till I got a proper controller as well that wasn't going to screw me over and stuff like that. But man, the earlier levels there felt really good, but again, they felt like I just done them so often. I didn't take a hit up until until past the Yellow Devil. I didn't take a hit till like the first in 14 screen. I'll just pause there to say, once you beat Dr. Light's Trial, you unlock Dr. Light's Trial Endless, an endless version of Dr. Light's Trial. See how far you can go. Complete at least 10 areas to upload your score to the leaderboard. You need to go through, get 60 screens, so through twice in order to get the gold medal. Although if I'd replicated exactly what I did that go, again, because after I'd obviously beat the final boss, I then would have restarted again, I would have actually done it. So yeah, and obviously if I can maintain the extra lives that I would have got, and not die once, or well, I would have died once to Dr. Wily, because I would have always pretty much jettisoned the life, but not died that second time and had 2 lives. I think that's fairly reasonable. It's going to be long as hell, and I probably want to possibly want to break halfway between once I've cleared it once before tackling the second one. But I feel that's very doable. I've not done it yet, but yeah, I'm waiting for until I get a better controller, or one that at least doesn't potentially have me walking and running to the right for no reason. But back to that. The first screen just felt really good. I didn't take a hit until I think it was screen 14, as I said. I've just played it. I ended up playing it so often that I got pretty good at the earlier screens. On the face of it, even I look at some of those later screens and think, okay, there are only a few choice screens that actually cause me problems. The bosses up until the final boss, so Yellow Devil, for example, and Morva never give me any trouble, or realistically. Most of the screens, even from like 11 to 20, were fine. In fact, I think on that run, I took 1 hit on screen 14 to that enemy I was trying to jump over. It might have been 13. I might have messed up which screen it was there, but I don't think I took any other hits And I think when I was finished with screen 20, so I got to screen 21 with the health pickups, and I collected the energy, I was back at full. So I had full health and 3 lives, so I could not have been any better. Obviously, I'd used some weapon energy here and there, but from a health point of view, 3 lives, full health, I could not have been in a better position. Yeah, I mean, I managed to obviously get through, thankfully, screens 22 to 29 and get to the final boss, but yeah, there was just some screens there that feel awful and I always take lots of damage on, but other screens just almost like gimme ones and you just feel like it's a complete breather and yeah, and you just feel like awful if you actually go hit to them. So yeah, a real mix there, and on looking back at it on the face of it, I actually kind of think, well, why did that cause me so much trouble? Of course, the problem is you don't get to practice things very often, so if you get through the screen 24, 25 and you lose all your lives or whatever, you don't get to practice those screens very much, or you don't even get to see screens 25, 29 or whatever. So yeah, that's I guess that's the issue with that. But seriously, I look at that back now and just think, well, to be honest, there's only a few screens there that should really cause me problems. I really should do a better job than that, and I probably would have done if not for the control issues. But anyway, said my bit. I think on Dr. Light's trial, it is tough. When you're going through it, first of all, you obviously don't know what's coming. The screens can throw some real nasty stuff at you. Instant death stuff, spikes, bottomless pits. Obviously, in that setting in Dr. Light's trial are absolutely horrible. So yeah, avoid those at all costs. But yeah, I think that's about all I want to say on Dr. Light's trial, and that should wrap up this Let's Play. Before we conclude, I will obviously address the thing I said before about the final part in this Let's Play. For now, yes, definitely. Perfect runs is something I am I'm not going to commit to it, but I think I'm probably likely to come back and do. So I imagine there will be some extra videos in this Let's Play, which I'll probably end up changing its name to Let's Play Perfect Run at some point in time. But yeah, I need to get a new controller first of all, practice the game a bit more, not from the point of view of specifically doing perfect runs, but just improve my familiarity with the game or whatever. And at that point in time, you know, I feel like there's not really any reason for me not to attempt them, unlike, for example, Megaman Base, which I'm playing on a GBA emulator or whatever without on a keyboard. So yeah, that one I feel like, yeah, I've got probably some reasons, but you could call them excuses not to do that one. But Mega Man 11, I've got a decent working controller. I really can't see any excuse not to do it since I can record it, and yeah, the game runs at full speed and it should be fine. So yes, I anticipate perfect runs may come in the future, but I'm not gonna 100% commit to that just yet. Anyway, on that note, I think that's pretty much it. Other than to say, Mega Man 11 is a fantastic game. I've been so hyped when this was announced. I think at the sort of near the beginning of last year, 2018. Apologies, I haven't been able to do a blind run on this. I won't go into all the details on that. Check out my part 0, which explained all the problems I had when I initially loaded up the game and just found that the game was not running at a proper speed, so that just, you know, try and do, unfortunately, a blind run at that point in time was just completely out of the question, so my apologies for that. But I've had a lot of fun with this. I think this is worthy of my 50th Let's Play. And honestly, Mega Man 11 is up there with some of my favourites in the series. I figure I haven't probably played it enough to really give it necessarily a completely fair kind of score or ranking at the moment, but I have to say at the moment, off the top of my head, just even without sort of playing it extensively, I think it's probably up there with 9 and 10 amongst my favourites. I can't think of really some of the earlier ones before 9 and 10 that I put above this one in terms of enjoyment and awesomeness just from the game overall. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun with Mega Man 11. I still need to play the heck out of it just to get a lot better at it. But yeah, fantastic game, and I've really enjoyed doing this Let's Play. I assume it's not over. Perfect runs, I think, are probably going to come, but yeah, I guess on that note, I will leave it there. Not quite sure exactly what my next project is going to be. It's almost certainly going to be another I Want to Be the Guy fan game, but I haven't quite nailed down exactly which one it's going to be yet. So, yay! Hope you'll look out for that. This has been the end of Mega Man 11. I have thoroughly enjoyed this Let's Play. I hope you have enjoyed watching it. Until next time, cheerio.